Hello everybody, whoa, mic's in the face. That was from the last video I was recording. There we go. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I had my mic down because I was recording and used the face cam in the last one, so I put the right mic right in my face. That's a good idea. Anyways, hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka The Weather Gamer, bringing you Week 5 Team Builder, Chicago Bearticks versus the Ottawa Centrets, coached by Spare. He has a very scary team. He has Megalodios and Magirna, two of the mons that I unbanned for this league. He's also got Protein Greninja, Arcanine, Zarina, Mantine, Dusclops, Landorus T, Raikou, Medicham, Alolan Raticate, and Barbaracle. There we go. Sorry. That one's always a tongue twister for me. So, obviously, two of these mons are kill leaders, in Megalodios and Magirna, both of which are incredibly scary for me to have to prep around, as well as having that Greninja. So, to start things off, the first mon I decided to bring was Alolan Ninetales, holding the Expert Belt. There's going to be a common theme amongst the items I'm carrying this week. The Expert Belt, Alolan Ninetales with Snow Warning to get Hail Up, Nasty Plot, Blizzard, Moonblast, and Freeze Dry. Moonblast is to handle the, and yes, I know my mouse is on screen, but I'm doing that on purpose. The Moonblast is to handle the Megalodios, the Freeze Dry, as well as Blizzard. Blizzard will hit that. The Freeze Dry is for the Greninja, if it's a water type, and the what is this thing called? Mantine and the Barbaracle. Blizzard is for the Landorus, the Zarina, Moonblast for Medicham, and Raticate. This thing basically beats everything but Raikou and Arcanine, and if I can get to +2, +3 potentially, +4 even, if I got to +4, Arcanine and Raikou aren't going to appreciate getting smacked in the face. I didn't want to choice lock myself. I used to love choice items, choice specs, choice scarf, choice band, all of those, and unfortunately, I have been burnt by being choice locked on too many mons, so I decided what's the next best thing. The next best thing is Life Orb. However, I don't want to take the recoil damage from Life Orb. So for that 0.1 damage roll difference, I decided to go Expert Belt. Expert Belt does 1.2 times damage. However, it's super effective moves against the target. So if I use Moonblast trying to take down the Latios and Arcanine comes in, it's going to just be the usual 1x damage. But I'll get the 1.2 from Moonblast on Latios. Conversely, all my Ice-type moves will get me what I need on the Water types and the Grass types, the Freeze Dry, all that. Running a... I need to shrink this down a little bit. This is a little too big. There we go. That's better. Running a modest, so plus special attack, minus attack, nature. 252 speed. The 317 speed, I will not outspeed the Latios, so I have to catch the Latios on a switch-in. I do outspeed Landorus unless it's carrying a Scarf, and unless it's carrying a super effective move. It will not beat me, and then I retaliate and kill with Blizzard. And then the rest of his team I basically outspeed, barring a Scarf where I will outspeed the majority of his team. Obviously, priority is a problem. If Raticate is Guts, Flame Orb, Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, I am in a huge amount of trouble. Anything carrying a Fire-type move is going to be a problem. Anything carrying a Steel-type move, so Magirna in particular, is going to be a problem for me and my Ninetales. So, I know I said I hate choice locking, but, you know, Escavalier with a choice band, it just runs shop. Standard set, knockoff, drill run, mega horn, ironhead. Knockoff is going to do damage and take away an item from anything except for the Latios, and it actually two-shots the Latios. The only problem is if the Latios is carrying HP fire, Escavalier is going to go down very fast. Mega Horn one-shots it. Ironhead does significant damage to it. Drill Run kills the Magearna. Drill Run kills the Arcanine. Drill Run kills the Raikou. Mega Horn kills Latios. Mega Horn kills Greninja if it is Dark type. Mega Horn kills Zarina. Mega Horn kills Raticate. Mega Horn, I believe, kills Medicham as well. Drill Run also does a significant chunk to the Barbarical. Ironhead will clean up. Will clean up and do big damage to everything else with the choice band, and it gives a chance to flinch. Giving it Overcoat this week, that way I don't take the unnecessary hit from Hail. With Ninetales being in, I don't want to have any sort of chip on Escavalier, leaving it vulnerable, because if I have, as you can see, Pelipper's coming again, if I have Rain up, I might be able to live an HP Fire in the rain without any chip. It's going to be a very, very, very low damage roll for me to do it, so it's not great, but I would prefer not to guarantee it with a Hail hit or two. Running not min speed, because Magearna setting up Trick Room is a problem. This is my direct switch into Magearna setting up Trick Room. I just have to scout for HP Fire on the Magearna. But in Trick Room, this thing outspeeds by a lot, so this will handle that. Running the 252 attack, just so I make sure I punch through like a truck no matter what I do. And then gave it a bunch of bulk in the HP and the Spadef to try and avoid it going down completely to any sort of Fire-type move that hits it. Speaking of Fire-type moves, I brought Chandelure this week. Again, holding an Expert Belt. See the theme? Expert Belt, so I don't choice lock myself. Even though specs on this thing would be great, I don't want to choice lock myself because I need this thing. Flash Fire is for HP Fire. I didn't really see a need for Flame Body. You look at the majority of this team, and there's not enough physical attackers to justify bringing Flame Body. I also don't want to give the Eradicate Guts boost if it happens to be a Guts variant over a Hustle, or if he wants to run it defensive with, I believe it has Gluttony as well. For berries. It just, to me, it wasn't worth it, and I am going to hit hard enough with the E-Belt against almost everything that I'm not worried about subs getting put up in front of me, so I don't need Infiltrator this week. I brought Haze because Magearna's setting up through Soul Heart. If I can, outside of Trick Room with Chandelure, I can get off a Haze and drop Magearna back down if it starts to get out of check. Also, he has brought Calm Mind Stored Power Latios a couple of times this season, so having Haze to stop those Calm Minding and shut down the stored power is great to have. I have Taunt also to prevent Magearna from setting up with a Shift Gear if it wants to stay out of Trick Room, knowing that Escavalier is still viable. I can Taunt and keep the Shift Gear from occurring and setting up. I can prevent a Swords Dance from the Raticate and allowing it to Sucker Punch me. I can prevent Swords Dance, Rock Polish on the Landorus, and then get out of there right away. I can also stop the Raikou from setting up Calm Minds if it's going to run Calm Mind to bounce me. I can stop Roosting from the Mantine if the Mantine tries to sit in front of me. And I can stop Trick Room. That's the key thing. With having this thing, it is faster than Magearna, so if I can get this thing out before Magearna can get off a Trick Room, then I can taunt the Trick Room. I believe Taunt stops Trick Room. I'm hoping Taunt stops Trick Room. And then once it's taunted, I bring Escavalier in, and Escavalier can hit hard. Flamethrower to cover the Magearna. This Chandelier is literally my Magearna switch-in. It is designated to deal with the Magearna first and foremost. So Flamethrower to deal with that, Flamethrower to deal with Zarina. The only problem is Arcanine with Flash Fire. I don't want to give Arcanine a fire boost, so I might have to scout for the Flash Fire with Arcanine. I have to know if Arcanine comes in as direct counter to Chandelier, it's definitely Flash Fire. So I may drop a Shadow Ball instead. If I'm sitting in front of Magearna and I'm not afraid of him switching, I might drop. If I taunt him and I know Magearna's not going to stay in because of the taunt, it can't shift gear, it can't Trick Room. Unless it's going to Earthquake me, and I don't believe Magearna gets Earthquake. Just going to double check that. I think the only way it can hit me is with HP Ground. I don't believe it gets that. I don't believe it gets Earthquake, but I'm gonna check that before I for sure say that it does not get Earthquake. It does not get Earthquake. So the only way it can touch me would be with an HP Ground. Super effectively. So I could Shadow Ball for Chip and find out if Arcanine's coming in, then I hit Arcanine with a Shadow Ball, and I know Arcanine's Flash Fire at that point. So I will have to dance around that Arcanine for a bit to figure out before I can actually start dropping Fire-type moves. If Arcanine comes in and intimidates me, then I'm good. I can drop Flamethrowers on everything, except the Water types won't take. And then Shadow Ball is, the Expert Belt Shadow Ball is to deal with Dusclops. I'm very, very concerned about an Eviolite super bulky Dusclops and it just sitting in front of me, Will-O-Wisping me to death and basically neutering all my physical mons. The Shadow Ball is also there to deal with Megalodios. It does two-shot with the Expert Belt, and Megalodios, if it's running standard Stored Power, Calm Mind, Thunderbolt set, then and Roost, then it cannot outrun my Shadow Balls. My Shadow Balls will 2-kit even with a Roost, so I'm not too worried about that. Luckily, with the diversity and what I have, I feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on that Latios to not run the Stored Power set. Because, again, I run Hyper Offense, and I'm fast and physical, and it's going to force the Latios to take some hits, or else bring something in that, if I can catch with good team prep, will not enjoy it. Alright. Then, to counter Latios, we brought we brought Latios, also holding the Expert Belt. Oh, before I get to that, Chandelier, running Timid, so we're faster, trying to outspeed. We don't outspeed Latios, so if I can't come in freely on this thing, Latios will kill me, especially if it's carrying Draco. So I'm going to have to come in before Latios comes in, and then 250 special attack just to hit like a truck, like I always do. So, Latios versus Latios. Dragon Pulse, it does not kill, even with the Expert Belt. I have to get a Calm Mind up. This thing has coverage for basically everything, and a Calm Mind guarantees the kill on Mega Latios with Dragon Pulse or Ice Beam. Ice Beam is to deal with Landorus, also to deal with, actually that's it. Ice Beam is literally just for the Landorus and to hit the Latios if need be. Dragon Pulse for the Latios. The reason I have Ice Beam as well is in case Magearna comes, I can't drop Dragon Pulses freely, so I'd have to Ice Beam and then get out of there. Thunderbolt to handle the Greninja, the Mantine, the Barbarical. Holy cow, I have got to learn that mon's name. The only problem is Landorus with that. And Calm Minding Expert Belt. The Expert Belt won't matter unless it's a super effective hit, but Calm Mind's getting up there, plus attack, plus defense will help. We are running max speed, max special attack, so another Timid Mon. Actually, I have 4 of these remaining. We're going to put it in the HP for just a tiny bit of bulk. Here's the thing with this. Latios is at 350, running Timid, plus special attack. Mega Latios, running Timid, plus special attack, minus attack, is also at 350 speed. So I will speed tie with, unfortunately. So I am making this a roll. If I have the Calm Mind up, it's a roll if I speed tie. It's going to have to be a roll, and the speed tie is going to have to come in my favor, and then I can kill Mega Latios. If I don't, even at +1 special defense, a Draco will kill me, and I lose one of my biggest tanks. The next 2 Mons I'm not happy about bringing. I really didn't want to bring them. When I was looking at the rest of my team composition, I wanted an Earthquake Mon. Unfortunately, my only choices for Earthquakers without mixing Latios for Earthquake would be to bring Armaldo, which has a very bad matchup, or Mega Swampert, because for some reason Cobalion doesn't get Earthquake. But I wanted an Earthquake Mon. I wanted Earthquake to take down the Magearna, to take down the Arcanine, because the Arcanine can cause a lot of problems for me. Earthquake for the Raikou and Earthquake for this thing. Of course, he's got 1, 2, 3 Mons that are off the ground for Earthquake. So, unfortunately, my only reliable Earthquaker is Swampert, and there's no point in bringing Mega Swampert without bringing Rain coupled with it, because if you don't have Rain, you're going to get outsped, you're going to get killed by a Grass move, and there's no point in it. So, I brought my Mega Swampert, and my Pelipper to go with it. I give it Earthquake, Waterfall, Ice Punch, and Power Up Punch. Power Up Punch really is just to try and boost my attack. Power Up Punch does do damage to the Magearna, a little bit of damage to the Magearna. It does a lot of damage to the Raticate. It does some damage to the Barbarical. I hate this Mon's name. This is almost as bad as Olomomoda, which I finally figured out how to pronounce. Ice Punch will kill Landorus at +1. Will kill Zarina. Will kill Latios at +1, I believe. Or if I remember my calcs correctly, it kills Latios at +1. Earthquake, even at regular, kills Magearna, Arcanine, and Raikou. And again, unless it's Scarfed in the rain, it will outspeed. And Waterfall in the rain for flinching kills Landorus. Does a lot of damage to this thing. Basically hits everything really hard except for Mantine. And depending on what Greninja is sitting at, Greninja. I have to be very, very worried about Grass Knot on Greninja. I do not outspeed Greninja except in the rain. Unless it's Scarf Greninja. And if it's Scarf Greninja, I'm in trouble. I have to be very careful about HP Grass coming on Mons as well. And then I brought Pelipper, and again, I didn't want to bring double weather. Honestly, I don't care about having double weather right now. I think it was a mistake of mine to bring double weather. It's just it's a nuisance, and Ninetales I had to bring Hail because I want chip damage on everything. If he's got anything that's sashed, I need the Hail to break sashes. The hail chipping will help. Like if Ninetales is in, gets the hail up, the hail chip on Mega Latios guarantees without a calm mind that I kill with Latios. So I had to have hail. Unfortunately, I also have to have rain in order for Swampert to be viable. And I don't plan to use Swampert unless I lose Ninetales or I have no answers and I'm forced to set up the rain. And I didn't want to run Rain Dance on Swampert because that's just an easy way to get killed by a grass type move. So we got the AV to try and boost our Spadef, make this thing a little tankier. Hurricane to 100% hit in rain. The Hurricane hits basically Metacham and Zarina really effectively. Otherwise, I'm basically fishing for confusions at that point. Ice Beam takes down Landorus. Scald, I'm fishing for Scald Burns. Scald in the rain is very powerful. And then U-turn to give me the momentum into Swampert so I don't have to take a hit on Swampert. I can just slow. This thing is slow, so it can slow U-turn out. And Swampert takes the hit. Otherwise, this thing dies, and then Swampert comes in to clean. Swampert was adamant. I don't need the extra speed. I'd rather have the attack. I basically outspeed everything, even except for Scarfers. I'll outspeed everything with Swampert. Pelipper's Modest gave it the big special attack, so Scald, Ice Beam, and Hurricane hit harder. Made it extremely bulky, putting almost all of it into HP and then boosting. Actually, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this. We're going to go with 200. We're going to put 48. I'll have more than that. We're going to put 56 down here. 190 times 1.5. That'll let us live a few more hits with that AV. So that's the team. It's going to be a very difficult match. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm very scared of Magearna. I'm very scared of Greninja. I'm very scared of Latios. Arcanine's a threat. Raikou could set up on me. Even Alolan Raticate is something I have to be aware of. So this top row is mainly the main threats. More than likely all four come, and I'm just going to have to dance around them. This game does have some playoff implications already. The Auto-Centrets have gone on a tear after early season losses to two of the top three teams. They've come back and gone 2-2 with a 6-0 and a 5-0. So I'd prefer not to join that list of the 6-0 and 5-0. I'm going to fight tooth and nail for this. I need the win just as bad as he does. We're fighting for those bottom 3 spots to get into playoffs. And I wish him the luck, and I will hope for the best myself. All the links for the Twitter, the Discord, the Twitch, my artist's Twitter, all that's down below. Check all that out, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the I will see you guys tomorrow for the match. Hopefully we can pull out the win. Something a little more than what we've been doing, because I'm -2 because I've had a 2-0 and a 1-0. If I could get myself back into positive, that would be great. And we'll see what we can do. Thanks for checking out, guys.